Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. I have got a great video for you guys saved up today. This was based off a comment. And before I tell you guys too much about the video, I want to ask you a question. If you see on Facebook or you see an ad somewhere or you go to the post office and you see a little flyer and it says something like silver mercury dimes, spot price, give me a call or an email. Or you see 1 ounce silver rounds and they say selling 1 ounce silver rounds at spot, willing to meet up wherever, even if it's at the police station, it doesn't matter. Or American Silver Eagles at $2 over spot. How many of you guys would actually reply to that? How many of you guys, if you see it on Facebook, and maybe you might have a second Facebook account and you're willing to contact them through that and say, hey, meet me at the mall, or you're willing to send them an email, or you're willing to meet up at a police station or something. Spot price. Or unless it's American Silver Eagles, $2 over spot. So answer that in the comments first, and then we're going to jump right now into today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me, leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts. I love hearing y'all's thoughts because it does provide input. So today's video is actually, and if you're not subscribed, please take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I can't thank you enough if you do. Okay, so today's video is based off a comment that I recently received about, I should actually read the comment, but I won't be able to find it again, that the truth of the matter is the biggest problem you stackers have to deal with is who's going to buy your silver when the price goes up? Really, who's going to buy it now at $31 an ounce? So silver just hit $31 an ounce right now tonight while I'm filming this video. Who's going to buy it though? No one's going to buy it off that. I've taken my collection to multiple places and all of them want to pay me like $20, $25 an ounce. And that was basically the comment. So there's a few different things that we got to address here right off the bat. And then I'll tell you how I replied to this, and because I think it's important. It's first of all, it's a valid question, but I can always tell when someone leaves a comment, I can usually tell if they are kind of negative towards silver, but I don't always know their agenda. Whether the agenda is to badmouth silver because they didn't get in, or whether the agenda is just, they're trying to promote Bitcoin or some other investment, who knows? But the truth of the matter is, the majority of you guys have probably already answered in the comments below. I would definitely contact them. For silver at spot, I would take it in a minute. Even if the price goes up, which is really for a whole nother debate, because the theory is silver would have to go up like 10x for you to get a good amount of money for your silver. That's not true. And the reason that's not true is I have a buddy of mine who checks Facebook every day. I talk to him about silver and gold, and he always tells me, no, I want to buy some, but I want it at spot. I don't want to pay these high premiums. I mean, what justifies a $31 coin selling for $35? And I said, and that makes sense. What justifies it is there's more people out there looking to get it. And the paper price is just that. It's a paper price. If you want a paper ounce of silver, you can go buy a paper ounce of silver. Just go buy some SLV and yeah, you got some money invested in silver. But you don't have physical. If the system breaks down, you have nothing. You have a piece of paper, an IOU, a check on a company that just went bankrupt, essentially. And I have to say, he looks every day. Once in a while, he does find a good deal. He's found a couple good deals. And I went out there with him. He's like, I'm just going to get a couple. But the guy says he's got like 100 of them. And I said, well, let's go out there and we will meet up with him. We'll meet him at a mall. It's public. There's a bunch of people around. I'm not really paranoid that anything would happen at a mall. And usually he gets a couple if it's a really low price. And I'm willing to take the rest of it. And I'm willing to take it because I've got a lot of friends that collect it. And they'll take silver at spot in a minute. But most of the time, what he finds on Facebook is not deals for silver at spot price. He finds deals that are $40 an ounce. right now. I mean, he just looked a few minutes ago and called me up and asked me what I thought about a specific coin. I said $150 a gold bar, 1 ounce gold bar. I said, it ain't real. I don't even need to see it. Just because it has the word gold on it does not make it gold. And, you know, so he looks every day and he's always looking for some kind of deal. And here's the thing, the spot prices sell out almost instantly. People do put them on there once in a while at spot. They're few and far and they're hard to catch. However, if they're getting bought up all the time, then that tells you that you should have no trouble basically picking up silver at spot price. As in, not, let me reword that, getting spot price, I should say. I need to justify that a little better. You should have no trouble getting spot price for your coins at a bare minimum. I always get a kick out of people that talk negative about you'll never get the money you want for your silver because everybody's trying to make a buck. And that's true. If you have a coin shop, you have overhead. If you've got a pawn shop, you've got overhead. You've got insurance, you've got water, you've got utilities, you have business taxes. You have a lot of stuff that goes into that. These companies have to make money. And you have headaches. You know, so yeah, they do mark it up. And occasionally there are extremely greedy people that want to pay you half spot. And if you're desperate enough, they might be able to get it. I mean, who wouldn't, I hate to say that, if your kids are hungry and you don't have time to shop around and you've got some silver and someone says, I'll give you half price for it, who ain't going to take that? I mean, some people out there will probably take it. A lot of people will probably take it. I mean, if my kid was hungry and I didn't have food at home, I would probably take it. However, those scenarios are for the bad planners. I hate to say that like that, but it's for people that didn't plan. Because the truth of the matter is, I know very well that I could put any silver on Facebook and have it sold within a day. I mean, I literally would probably have, if I put on a tube of American Silver Eagles at $2 over spot, I'll bet you I would have 10 messages. Is it still available? Yep. Can I meet you right now to get it? People would meet up. Why? Because they're tired of paying these high prices from the bullion companies. And I'll be honest, are they really high? I mean, yeah, bullion companies, they have overhead. They got websites. They got employees. They have a lot of stuff. They've got to make money. I mean, obviously, if people are willing to buy from them, people are willing to buy from you. Like I said, you can't find nothing out there at spot price. You got to really look around. Have I picked up silver at spot? Yeah, I mean, here, I picked up just the other day, I picked that up at spot. Just a coin holder. You put a coin in it, then you put it on a pendant and put it around your neck. Cost me $8. It's 8 grams of silver. Sterling, 925. So I guess it technically is a little under $8, but I paid $8 for it. That's pretty close to spot. The markup on that right now at online companies, $25, $30. Why? And that's a fancier one. Some of them aren't as fancy as that. The truth of the matter is people are willing to buy your silver. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, okay, maybe someone might be able to make an argument that yes, a lot of companies are out to take advantage of you when they go to sell it. But here's the thing that people don't realize. Most bullion companies have a buyback price on all their items, which means if you even look up a bullion company that sells metal, they'd buy your collection right back off you. Granted, they're only going to give you spot price or slightly under spot price. And they're going to prefer you have a lot and hope that they can make a good enough amount of money off it. But the truth of the matter is, as demand picks up, there's going to be more people out there that's looking. I've had people that I've met up with that want to buy huge amounts. Now, I'm like, I ain't parting with that. I'm not going to part with that much silver because I still got to replace it. What am I going to do with your fiat dollars? I mean, I'm not in, if I wanted to save fiat dollars, I'd be saving dollars. I wouldn't be buying coins, you know. So I believe you should have a certain amount of silver. And when the price goes up, more people are going to want to get into it. Why? Look at gold right now. Gold is really on the verge of another all-time high. We've already had one all-time high this week. We're going to probably hit another all-time high today if we didn't last night. And as people see these all-time highs over and over and over again, they're going to want to buy into silver. A lot of them don't even know how. A lot of them don't even know anything about. Then they look online and you don't know who to trust. I had one guy that I met up with, and he showed me a coin. He said, "What do you think of this?" I said, "It's fake." He said, "Yeah, you knew right off." I said, "Yep." He said, "Is it worth anything? Can I get any money for it?" I said, "Nope." He goes, "Even like $5?" I said, "Nope." Why would anybody want a fake ounce of silver? Why pay $5 for a fake ounce of silver? It has no purpose. Does it sting if you bought something and it's fake? Absolutely. You have to be cautious anywhere you buy your coins from. And even Facebook, you got to be cautious. There's a lot of scammers out there. That's why I tell people, priority number one, either you buy from a reputable person or a reputable company, or you take the time to learn. Break down and buy a Sigma. $1,300. It stings, but you know what? $1,300. If I dodge one gold coin, I done paid for it. 1 ounce of gold, and I've more than paid for it. Because if I had taken a fake ounce of gold, that would sting when I find out that it's fake. So you've got to really know your stuff. And the idea, when I hear people say this, that, oh, well, you're looking at today's prices. Yeah, $30, $31 an ounce. Yeah, people are paid that, but that's not really high. And you're right, $31 is not high. Not where silver's going. When silver gets to $100, if you want to tell me that's high, I might say, okay, maybe it's a little high for right now. If it happens, next year or sooner than later. But each day, the price that silver should be at should be a whole lot higher each day. We're printing money now. We just announced cheap money, 0.5% interest rate cut. That just basically, they just paved the way for inflation. You think inflation ain't coming back, you're going to see the 80s all over again. They tried implementing price controls in the 70s, early 80s, late 70s. And what happened? It didn't work. You think they're not going to come up with that idea again? Of course they're going to. They've already announced it. They've already said that's one of the ways that they got to stop these greedy companies. So you know what? If a greedy company can't make, something, whatever you buy, if they can't make steaks, give you steaks at $10 a pound or $8 a pound or whatever the price is, whatever they consider high. I mean, they're not the one making it. Government is not making the items. They're just sitting in some desk somewhere. So the truth of the matter is they don't have any idea how much the cost of something should be. They want to stop inflation, stop creating money, balance the budget, pay down the debt. That's how they're going to lower prices. They're not going to lower it with price controls. What they're going to do is they're going to mess up the system, and they're going to make rules that, nope, you can't pay more than $8 a pound for steak. Well, no one's going to be making steak. They're not going to be grinding. They're going to grind the steak down into hamburgers if they can make more money out of hamburger. And there won't be any steak. But you know what? If you want steak, you're going to be forced to, how are you going to get it? It's against the law for you to pay more than $8, say, at this scenario. So then what? Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. You can't sell it over 8. I got $5 here. This is $100 in value, or $120 in value right now, roughly. How about I pay you? You want $10 a pound for your steak? I'll tell you what. How about I give you 50 cents a pound? And I'll give it to you in nice silver $0.50 or 5 mercury dimes. They're going to recognize the value. Why? Because they're seeing firsthand that the money's getting inflated away. And people are going to want silver. They're going to want silver because of that. They're going to want something. I actually had a talk with someone today. I tried making him a trade for a silver coin for something that he had that I wanted. And he looked at it and he said, technically, it's only $31 to me because that's all an ounce of silver is right now. He said, you're better off just to buy junk silver. It has no markup, although it does have a certain amount of markup, but it has a lower markup, I'll be honest. So you've got to understand the price is going to keep going up. And as the price goes up, there's going to be new people coming into the picture looking to buy silver. And they're going to be looking for it cheap because they're not going to understand. Well, if spot price says silver's $75 right now, why is this guy asking $100? I want to buy it for $75. Good luck. You're not gonna. Unless Maybe someone just needs the money and they post it on Facebook or at spot price or $1 over spot. But the truth of the matter is those deals are going to get harder and harder to find as more people jump in. And then the idea that no one would ever pay $75 is ridiculous too. Because here's the thing. When silver was $5, they said no one would ever pay 10. It goes to 10, no one ever paid 20. It goes to 20, no one would ever pay 30. We're all paying it. If you've stacked any silver in the last month, you've probably paid $30 an ounce. Maybe you got lucky and picked up some crazy deal. I mean, I picked up, what did I pick up? What do I got right here? I picked these up super cheap the other day. $32 a piece. Are they real? Yes, they're real. They came from a tube. The guy kept half a tube. In fact, I had bought half a tube from him. And then he had a couple extras. And he put them out for sale. At the end, he had 2 extras, and I ended up making a deal, and I took them. And I took it with the other stuff that I showed you guys in a previous video. It was cheap. I picked it up. Now, granted, we saw it dip a little in price. And, so some people, they look at the price they pay, and they're just in it to make a buck or two and get out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. In fact, we need people like that. I wish I knew more people like him that can buy an ounce of silver at $2 under spot and they're willing to take $1 or $2 over spot. That's the perfect scenario, especially when it's Eagles. But there's not many of them people out there because people are starting to understand silver is real money. And it doesn't matter what the price goes to, people are still going to buy it. It's just going to be new people. You might, or me, I might understand, man, remember when I was picking it up at $15? This actually just came up. I'm not paying $20. But you know what? It didn't take long before I realized I wasn't going to get it at $20 anymore. And then it goes up to $25. It didn't take long before I realized, you know what? The days of $25 are over. I'm not getting them anymore for $25. And the price continues to go up. And I pay over $30 now. You know what? I just buy it. I hate to say it. The price doesn't even matter because it's going to keep going up. Every coin I've ever bought has gone up in value, and they're going to keep going up in value. I actually had someone, though, call me up today, and he had asked me a question. It's a close friend of mine, and said, hey, let me ask you a question, T. He said, do you believe cash is worth anything? And I said, I mean, yes and no. What do you mean? I said, well, yeah, it's worth something because people accept it right now. I said, but I also believe it's losing value faster and faster every day. And the sooner you can get out of it, the better. He goes, then why do you deal? Why do you negotiate? Why are you willing to trade a Morgan dollar for $50 in fruits and vegetables? Why would you do that? That Morgan dollar is worth a lot more in silver than paper money. Why not just give them the $50? I said, because I could buy the groceries for $50, yes. And then that's it. But the Morgan, if I pick up a Morgan dollar for $30, if I go to sell it for $50, technically, despite what people will tell you, anytime you make a capital gains, you're supposed to report it. That's why I don't really like cash, period. I don't even like flipping stuff that much because you run the risk of someone saying something. And then it tarnishes you. You know, you really, and this is going to be, some people, it's an opinion. Whether or not you're supposed to pay taxes is an opinion, I guess you can say. The law is if you make a capital gains, you're supposed to report it. Needless to say, here's the deal. Do they report if it's a small transaction? No, the other person's probably not going to send a W-2 or 1099 to Uncle Sam and say he made $50, unless you're a bank. And then if you make $1, they'll send a 1099. I get some sort of 1099 for $20 in interest every year. I don't even know why they send them. Needless to say, that's the banks for you. Where I'm going with that is I do a lot of trading with people. And if I had to pay for those groceries, that's $50 out of pocket. That Morgan dollar, when I picked it up, cost me $30. I could probably pick up a Morgan today if I looked around for $30. Pretty easy. Is it going to be a beautiful one? No, it's not going to be some rare date. It's just going to be a common date, and that's it. And so now I'm giving up something that I just paid $30 for something that I'm about ready to pay $50 for. I just got a 66% more value out of it. And with that 50 that I would have spent on them groceries, I can shift that over to get another Morgan and maybe 4 silver quarters. It's a good question, but people have to understand. I totally understand. Someone told me one day, you realize if everybody did that, the system wouldn't work. I said, why? I said, technically, it would work, except most people don't own what they have. They've got to make a payment on it. So this gentleman owned his own business, a type of business where it's a service. And I said, the only reason it wouldn't work is because you don't have someone that will accept it from you in trade. And therefore, it wouldn't work. But if everybody was using silver or gold as money, it would work very easily. And here's why. Our original founding fathers said, gold and silver is money. That's it. There's no point, no other question to it. Gold and silver is money. Anything else is punishable by... I can't show you the face I just made, but basically. So needless to say, you have to understand that. And this is not something that's new. It's not something that's just started. I talk to people now and then that have actually been stacking silver since the 60s. I talked to one person. One person sent me an email, and he even said you could mention it. I didn't mention it. I was just thinking about it now that I said that. I just read it this morning. I haven't even replied back to the email yet. And he said, I started out working at basically filling some kind of change dispensers or cash registers, working as a cashier and going through change. And he would always be pulling out silver. He would swap it out, and because he recognized the value. This has been going on forever. It's just harder and harder to get cheap silver. It's even harder to get free silver. Free silver would be you get a silver dime, you pull it out and swap it, and now you've got a silver dime. You've got real money. The prices are only going to go higher. If you believe this nonsense when people tell you no one will buy it, and I don't doubt, first of all, that maybe this person did go out and look around. Maybe they did go out and look around at different dealers and talk to them and say, hey, what's the best I can get? And everybody tried to take advantage of them. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that will do that. And I know some of them people. It doesn't mean just because I know someone that will do something, doesn't mean I condone the behavior. Because when I'm on here, I tell you guys my honest opinion. Someone comes up to me and they've got silver and they're letting it go at spot, there's a very good chance that I'm going to take it. Unless I just don't have the money. In fact, I just bought another package. I was actually going to do my video on this today, where I was going to do a big package opening. Not big, but it's good size. It was a good price. I was going to do that package opening, but then I was like, you know what? I'll do that tomorrow or the next day. People are buying it left and right. And now when this video's over, or even if you haven't looked yet, I probably should have said this quicker. Go read the comments and look how many people commented, I would definitely buy it at spot. Now, there might be some people that might say, I'd be a little nervous to meet up with someone because I don't want to be followed or robbed or mugged. And that's a possibility. That's why some people meet at police stations. I would feel pretty safe in a mall, only because you could bet that I'm going to have someone else in that mall standing there with me. He ain't going to be standing beside me. He's going to be somewhere in that mall watching what's happening. And if something goes down, he's going to notice it. And here's the thing. He's going to blend right in with all the other people in the background. And the reason I say that is because that's exactly what I do. Anytime I meet up with someone, I always have somebody else with me. They're just not standing with me. They're not listening to the conversation. They're watching from a distance. And it's just a security thing. Because you never know what could happen. If he sees me stand up and start walking out with this guy, and this guy's got something under his shirt or something, he's going to know exactly what's going on. He's going to know how to handle it. Some people, I understand, if you're older, maybe you don't have somebody to go with you, but a spot price, the amount of money you could save between buying a tube of silver at AtMax versus a tube of silver at spot price is pretty good. I'm pretty convinced you could get someone to go with you for a free lunch or $20, and you're going to save probably on a roll between spot price versus what most of these companies are selling, you can consider $3 an ounce. That's $60 that you'd save. I could name literally 20 people probably right now that if I took them out to lunch tomorrow and they'd sit there and chit chat with me for a half hour, an hour, they would definitely go with me and they would be prepared. So, it's something to think about. Don't think for a minute you're not going to be able to sell your silver. The only way you're not going to be able to sell your silver, maybe, and this is a scenario that I have thought of, is if all of a sudden all the money gets depleted and everybody's having a hard time. It's a possibility. But even then, I think people would just trade you for your silver for steak. They'd trade you silver for vegetables out of their garden. They'd trade you silver for the eggs that they have. So that's the deal with that. Now, will you have a hard time paying your mortgage with that? It might be difficult, but I can't even picture that happening. That's why I tell people, pay down their debt, be prepared. I talked to one person, he had the attitude of, I'm just going to run up as much debt as I can, because when they crash the dollar, I'll be okay. And I said, that is the craziest idea I've ever heard. I said, what happens if they don't crash the dollar? He goes, I just keep making minimum payment. I said, you're going to be in for a wild time. I said, because they may not crash the dollar anytime soon. They may just keep inflating it. And with the interest rates that you're paying on your debt, that's going to eat you up. So, I hate to say don't listen to some people, but be thoughtful of what you listen to and be mindful. I was about ready to say don't listen to YouTubers, but I mean, there are some good YouTubers out there. I like to think I'm one of them. But there are some people out there that, they're going to tell you stuff that ain't really true. So with that being said, I'm at 26 minutes. I try to keep my videos around 22 minutes at most. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a topic for a great video, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm all ears. I'm trying to make sure that I keep putting up one video a day. So you guys have a great one, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going into the weekend, so keep an eye out. Check out the short videos that I put up because they're real quick. They're 1 minute, hot items, hot tips. And it really helps the channel out when you watch them. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you would like to help support the channel by becoming a member, you can click that join button right below the video, right next to the subscribe button. And it's only $1.99 to join. Every month we do fun events where you have a shot at winning some really cool prize. And it's a lot of fun. So thank you all for watching. And I will see you guys again on T Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.